I thought it was finally time to get a revolver in the collection. Well, I already have a revolver, but not a classic revolver like this one. Today, guys, we finally got our hands on the Smith & Wesson Model 19. What's going on, everybody in the building? We are clear, fully clear, and good to go. We have here today the Smith & Wesson Model 19, and this is basically first impressions, first shots on this gun, because I definitely want to take it out into the field and get even more in-depth shots to give you guys my honest opinion about this gun, even though I don't even think my opinion would really matter because this gun's been around since the 1950s. This gun has been around and been in the hands of law enforcement for over 40 years now, and it's been pretty much the gun of law enforcement for pretty much all around the world, and even civilians out there. Now, I went in initially to go pick up a revolver, and because I wanted a revolver. I have a revolver, but it's like a futuristic cheat code revolver. I didn't have an original OG revolver like this, you feel me? And I wanted to now add one into the collection because for the most part, I had a little bit of a fear for revolvers when I, before I got into firearms, mainly because of the trigger pull. The trigger pull on this one is extremely heavy. I would want to say almost like 7 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And it took a little bit of getting used to, but before even getting into guns, like going from striker fire to a revolver, it was a fear, I guess, if I had. Like, I wasn't really like biting my nails about to piss on myself, but I just didn't feel like I would be effective with a revolver. So I went the route of, of course, striker fire, poly, Glock 19s, and so forth. Then fast forward now a year, 2 years later, I've shot 308, 7.62, 300 blackout, 5.56, 223, 357, 38 special, 9mm, you name it, I pretty much shot it at this point. 5.7, you know what I'm saying, 22. And I guess that 308 being such a big, powerful, loud shot, I think I've learned the differences of recoils and learned, that 357, 38 special, isn't so bad when coming from a revolver. And like I stated, I already had another revolver as well. So I felt it was time to really dive in and get myself, that revolver, that official tissue revolver out there. And also, since dealing into the lever action, I kind of got my cowboy groove going on. You feel me? I wanted something that made me feel like a cowboy, but then also it was not too, old school to where I'm doing, single fire only. I didn't want the single fire. I wanted the double action. I said a single fire, the single action. I wanted double action as well. So that being said, I went into a gun store and I looked and I saw a Model 686. I really liked it. I wanted it. I said, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go look more and dive more into it so I don't just make a quick impulse purchase, even though come to find out I did. And then I went and looked online, and what I ended up seeing was I liked the 686, but I wanted it to be black. I wanted it to be blued. So I saw the 586, which is pretty much the 686, but blued is the 586. So then I went back to another gun store that I'd go to even more, and I saw that gun, the 586, the 686. I saw various different models out there and different prices and all that. And I looked and saw this one, and I thought this was the 586. I took it out. I was messing with it. I was messing with the trigger, testing it all out, seeing how I liked it, and it felt great. And I said, you know what? This is it. I want it, thinking this was the 586. And the guy behind the counter was like, oh yeah, this is a classic, man. It's the Model 19. It's a classic. And I was like, this ain't the 586. He's like, no, this is the Model 19, which is slightly smaller. I believe that the Model 19 is in the K frame, whereas the 686 might be in the L frame or N frame. There's so many different frames out there. Feel free to correct me in the comment section. And I was like, you know what? I like this look. I'm okay with it. Let's ride. You feel me? So I got it, came home, did my research, found out that this gun was really more of a classical piece than a 586 or a 686. So I am very happy with the decision that I made and the fact that I went with this because it's a classic gun that they brought back recently, and I think I'm happy I went with this over the 586. Now, the original Model 19 that came out was chambered in 357. They made the gun though because they wanted 38 specials that could handle higher and more powerful rounds. Then, of course, the 357 Magnum that came out, which is the 357 Magnum, the first Magnum round to ever come out. And this came out being the Combat Magnum gun, which featured 357. However, there was some issues that I read on the internet that the original models, it's hard for me to focus here, but right here, this little part around the barrel was more thin or something of that matter. And also, if you check out down the barrel, sorry that I'm pointing this gun at you, you know what I'm saying? But you see the barrel, and you see how this steel on the outside is wrapped around it. I think also the original was not fully wrapped around. But basically what I'm saying is the original Model 19 could handle the 357 rounds, but over time they were breaking the guns and damaging the guns because the round was just too powerful for the smaller frame. So over time, the model started to break down more and more. They brought it back though since then and went in and changed some of the inners on it to make it be able to now handle 357 with no issue whatsoever. So this is now the Model 19-9, I believe what it is specifically, if you want to break down the actual number. And it handles 357 very, very good. Now, shooting 357 out of this though, it definitely has a kick, man. It definitely has a kick in the grip itself, which comes in the OG wood classic. Very nice, very lovely. I think there is some slight differences in the actual wood from the original Model 19, but nothing that, you know, that makes me upset. I dig it. I love it. And the 5.86, like I stated before, is bigger, as well as the actual wheel right here. This goes all the way out to this part. So you see how it stops right here? It would actually go all the way out on the 5.86, and like I stated, it's a little bit bigger. And even the 6.86, they have the 6.86 Plus, which features 7 rounds as well. So there's some differences there. I believe this is a 4-inch barrel, or 4.125 inch barrels, one or the other. I'll make sure to correct myself down below with like a little speech. But the 357, it kicked. You know, it definitely was kicking. It was kicking. It was kicking. I also shot 38 Special. Now that whole different ball game. That thing was like a little pea shooter. Beep, beep, beep. You know, it is what it is. 357 Combat Magnum in full effect, and I'm very, very happy with this gun. I want to find a holster for it that I can put on my QLS Safari, so when I'm out at the range I can just drop it in. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to find some sort of leather type of holster that I can attach or drill in, screw in, that type of quick attachment, because I definitely want to have this on my hip when I'm going out to the range and shooting it. And I definitely want to just get better with the accuracy, because what I found out when I was shooting this gun is I'm extremely accurate with it in single action compared to in double action. Bringing it back in single action, pointing it, getting the aim on, and just doing that is easy. But of course, when you're shooting in it and you're trying to pull that heavy trigger all the way back, it's definitely tainting your aim a little bit more and causing some issue. I want to definitely try more and more to practice with it before I make any adjustments or blame the gun. I want to blame myself, because even shooting it initially, my first shots, I did take it to the range again and shot some more shots, and you know, I saw an improvement, so I can take that. But my first initial thoughts on this gun, very lovely. I love it. It also comes in this beautiful blue case. Salutes to Smith & Wesson for not stopping just at the gun and giving us an actual case. Buying so many guns now, especially bigger platforms like ARs, bro, they come in box and that's about it. I think Daniel Defense is giving a hard case. Springfield has given soft cases on their handguns and on their AR-15 or, you know, AR platforms. At least I have a gun. The Hellion came in a soft case. Smith & Wesson, this is my second Smith & Wesson. This being the Revolver, the first one being MP Shield. I can't even remember if that came in with or not, but came with a hard case. SIG, salutes to SIG. SIG 320, SIG 365, MCX, no. Rattler, no. So SIG pistols for the most part, yes. Springfield 1911, which I ain't seen yet, yes. Pretty much all the Springfield has came with cases. Salutes to Springfield for that, because I pay attention. But comes in this nice case, which I feel like is the OG case. This just looks like a 1950s or 1960s, 70s type of vibe to it. You feel me? You look at any of the old school type of films out there, I'm pretty sure you see the police law enforcers come with their Model 9 in the building. It says Revolvers, Monostar, small, medium, and large frame, J, K, L, and N. And this is for Smith & Wesson. Salutes. You know, I definitely now think I might gotta get another one down the road, man. I'm gonna try to chill, bro. I need to chill lately. I definitely want to get, I have 2 revolvers. I want to get like something like this again, but I want like the whole like crazy look now. I want like the light on the bottom. I want the red dot on the top. Like I want to have a little bit of fun with it now. But this bad boy, this is a classic piece, man. Like I I really like it. I like, you know, pulling it, and at least you could drop it real easy. You can cock it very easy back and let go without it, you know, firing. The wooden grips, I like them. I'm gonna keep them as is. And yeah, it's an indestructible piece of equipment in the arsenal. So salutes to Smith & Wesson once again. I think Smith & Wesson makes the best revolvers in the game. Salutes to, you know, of course, Colt with the Python. Salutes to even Ruger. They make some great ones as well. But Smith & Wesson, when you think of Smith & Wesson, you definitely got some shields and other thing, but this is what I think right here, man. And it says it. The history says it. So salutes. Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section on the Model 19. I like the sights as well. And yeah, you'll see more. I'll be outside with this one next time, okay? I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.